Hey, welcome to the Hoodstead. We are doing another episode of Put Your Foot in It Cooking Show. Today we're going to do a beni, which most people know as a pork shoulder, but this is Puerto Rican style, a bone-in, skin-on pork shoulder. You can find it in the store labeled picnic something or other. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But in this case, you know, we bougie, so we got BUTCHERBOX. So BUTCHERBOX gave a boneless, mostly skinless pork butt. So there's gonna be certain aspects missing from this. You know, the bones give flavor, and that lovely skin cooks up all crispy and makes a nice chicharron, the crackling. We're not gonna get that, y'all, because this doesn't have hardly any skin on it. But we're gonna persevere, and we're gonna do it anyway, because that's what we do at the Hoodstead. So this is what we're working with. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, why is she in her pajamas? Because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's why. And the day got away from me. So now I am doing this in the middle of the night. I love how they package these. Usually when you get meat packaged, it usually bleeds. Like, this is not at all. They package this so well. Okay, so I gave it a rinse, patted it dry. So for our marinade, I have 1/8 of a cup of white vinegar, 1.5 packs of sazon, some adobo to taste. I use the blue one, and 5 cloves of garlic. I usually do about a heaping teaspoon equals a clove for me, so that's what I use. Yeah, see, it says it right there, 1 teaspoon equals a clove of garlic, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And that's all mixed up in here, and we're just going to coat this liberally. So now the next step is to stab it all over. All right, so we gave it a couple of stabs. And now we are going to liberally apply our mixture, making sure we get some in all the slits. Coat it up nicely. That marinade gets in there. Well, I had to transfer it to my Dutch oven because I don't have a pan big enough to hold this. So I just rubbed the marinade all over, making sure I was getting pieces of garlic and marinade in the slits, and then I flipped it over and did it to the other side. So right now I have it skin side down, and we're gonna leave it like this overnight. Now, y'all see my little teeny tiny fridge, so it's not gonna fit in there. So what I'm going to do is put this lid on it, and I'm gonna put this in my car. I'm in New York. It's wintertime. It's cold. You know, you gotta work with what you got. So I got a cold car, so I'm gonna stick it in there. So I decided to not take it to the car because it might snow tonight. So I'm gonna leave it right here on my little stoop. And hopefully it doesn't freeze because it's 30 degrees right now, but we'll see tomorrow. It's the next day. Let's bring this bad boy in and get started. It's new gadget showing time. Y'all know I don't have a kitchen. I don't have a stove. I don't have an oven. So what I am using is this little lovely. It is a tabletop or countertop roaster oven. This is a 14 quart, and it has a lovely lid, and inside is a rack that you can put your meat on so that you don't have to fight to get it out, because then it just lifts out easily. So I love this for like Thanksgiving turkey. Even if you have a kitchen, this is a really good idea. We use these every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. We throw the turkey in there or the Christmas ham, and it frees up so much oven space. You can throw this off in the corner, start it early in the morning, and just let it do its thing all day while you do the rest of your sides and all your other things, and you have so much more room to work with in your oven because you're not crowding it with a big turkey or a ham. Okay, so our penne has been sitting, coming up to room temperature for about 2 or 3 hours. I flipped it over when I brought it in just to give the other side a chance to marinate. This is skin side up, believe it or not. Yeah, that's all the skin I'm gonna get. Depression. But we're gonna put this bad boy in this oven. So it's in the oven. So we're gonna put the lid on. And we're going to put it on 275 for the first 2 hours. Okay, we're 2 hours in. Give this a checky. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Now you're supposed to flip it over and put it on 350 for another 2 hours or so, and then you check it every half hour to an hour. But I think I'm going to leave it because that's the only skin I have, and I want it to crisp up. First hour after we turned it up. Look at it, it's just falling apart. I feel like we need to cook it a tiny bit more. It's not falling apart just as much as I want it to. All right, we'll give it a little more. How pretty is this? Look at it, how it just flakes. Look how hot it is, it's just steamy. You would take this and shred it up, serve it over rice, and you can put this in sandwiches. It's beautiful. All right, there we are. After I took that big hunk off and ate it. I had to do it. Look at it. It's beautiful.
Frank, just make their day, buddy.
Benny.
One won't make their day too much.
And a roasty pan. Nice and easy. You can do this. Just stop where you are and don't stress.